Hello and welcome to BYJU'S IAS. Welcome to Daily Quiz, and let's look at question number 1. Education, including technical education, medical education and universities. These are entries under concurrent list since 1976. The first recommendation for a three-language policy was made by the University Education Commission in 48-49. Statement number 3, the Official Language Act provides for indefinite usage of Hindi and English as official language. And statement number 4, the first national policy on education in the year 1968 adopted the three-language formula for the first time. Which of the above statements is or are correct? What is the context? In response to an RTI application, the Home Ministry has said that three-language policy is not applicable to central government offices. Because in central government offices, the provision of bilingual policy is applicable. That means only two languages, Hindi and English. Pause this video and let me know what is the answer to this question. Initially, education was under state list. In the year 1976, it was transferred to concurrent list. That means statement number 1 is correct, including technical education, medical education, and universities. The first recommendation for a three-language policy was made by the University Education Commission. This is right. This commission is also known as Radhakrishnan Commission. Statement number 3, original constitution of 1950 said the official language of the union is Hindi in Devanagari script. But for 15 years, English can be used. And after 15 years, English will not be used. Hindi will remain the only official language of the union. But then there were protests, particularly in southern India, particularly in Madras, and ultimately there was a compromise. And the compromise was Official Language Act, which provides for both Hindi as well as English as the two official language of the union, that too for an indefinite period. There is no time limit. So statement number 3 is also correct. Statement number 4, yes, in the year 1968, when the three-language policy was adopted for the first time, it was because of national policy on education. So D is the right answer. All of these statements are correct. Now let's look at question number 2. NATO, or North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which is a group of 30 countries of North America and Europe. Which of these statements are correct regarding NATO? Statement number 1, NATO is committed to the principle of collective defense, which means that an attack against one or several of its members is considered as an attack against all. Statement number 2, the principle of collective defense has been invoked only once. A NATO decision is the expression of the collective will of all the 30 members, since all decisions are taken by consensus. Which of these statements is or are correct? First, let's look at the context. NATO officials are saying that foreign troops are going to stay in Afghanistan beyond May as well. And this could escalate tensions between Taliban and the NATO forces. Pause this video and let me know in the comment section what is the right answer. Yes, NATO believes in this principle of collective defense. And this principle was used once in response to the September 11 attacks on United States, popularly called as the 9/11 attacks. And yes, all the decisions are taken by consensus. So D, all of the above, is the right answer. Now let's look at previous year's question paper, Prelims 2019, staying with education. With reference to Swadeshi Movement, consider the following statements. Statement number 1, it contributed to the revival of the indigenous artisan crafts and industries. Statement number 2, the National Council of Education was established as a part of Swadeshi Movement. Both these statements are correct. Swadeshi Movement was in response to the partition of Bengal in the year 1905. In the year 1906, this National Council of Education was established because national education was an important part of Swadeshi Movement. This is similar to the campaign we are seeing right now, Atmanirbhar Bharat, or a self-reliant India. So the need for a self-reliant India was felt during the Swadeshi movement as well. And that is how this movement was launched in the aftermath of the partition of Bengal. So both these statements are correct. C is the right answer. Now let's look at question number 4. Consider the following statements regarding Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act 1971. What is the context? This is today's Indian Express. Insult to flag saddened the nation, says the Prime Minister Modi. Which of these statements is or are correct? Statement number 1. Comments expressing criticism of the national flag. But why? Because you want to alter the national flag. And that is why you are criticizing the national flag. These comments, if you're expressing criticism of the Indian national flag with an objective that you want to obtain an alteration of the Indian national flag, it does not constitute an offense under this law. For example, what is insult to national honor? If you are deliberately keeping the saffron color of our national flag down, you are insulting the national flag. Similarly, if you are using national flag as an undergarment, that is also an insult. But these comments criticizing the national flag but with an objective or with a view to obtain alteration of the Indian national flag, it does not constitute offense under this law. It is mandatory to sing the national anthem while it is being played. No, it is not mandatory to sing national anthem while it is being played, although it was made mandatory by one of the judgments of the Supreme Court, but later on it was made optional. In fact, there is a very important case called National Anthem case or Jehovah's Witness case. In this case, the Supreme Court said it may be mandatory to stand up while the national anthem is being played, but it is not mandatory to sing the national anthem. So A, only one is the right answer. Now let's look at question number 5. Number 1, India conducts one nationwide national immunization day and 2 sub-national immunization days for polio every year to maintain population immunity against wild polio virus and to sustain its polio-free status. India has been free of polio since 2011. Both these statements are correct. Wild polio virus is still causing diseases in Afghanistan and Pakistan. And the last case of polio was reported in India in January 2011. Both these statements are correct. And this is part of our PIB news. Now let's look at the fact of the day. Prabuddha Bharata. What is the context? This is PIB News. Prime Minister addresses 125th anniversary celebrations of Prabuddha Bharata. This journal was started by Swami Vivekananda. Now let's understand this fact of the day through a question. Prabuddha Bharata was founded in Madras in 1896 by Swami Vivekananda. It was founded in Madras. It was founded in 1896, but not by Swami Vivekananda. At the behest of Swami Vivekananda, by his followers, namely P. Swami, B.R. Rajam Iyer, G.G. Narasimhacharya, and B.V. Kameshwara Iyer. So although there are various books which attribute the founding of this journal to Swami Vivekananda, but the real picture is it was founded at the behest of Swami Vivekananda by these individuals who were close to Swami Vivekananda before Swami Vivekananda went to United States in 1893. So this statement number 1 is incorrect. It is a monthly journal being published uninterruptedly every month since its launch, except during the Second World War and during the 1975 emergency. This again is incorrect because this journal is being published uninterruptedly ever since its launch. This statement is correct because in 1923 the printing of this journal shifted to Kolkata. And yes, this journal brought out the common ground between philosophy and science. So C, 3 and 4 is the right answer. That is it from our daily quiz. Thank you for being with us. Have a great day.